Hey, welcome to today's video. I am your friendly neighborhood Oops It's Roops. Coming to you today is episode 3 of the Amplified Survival series Brave New World. As promised at the end of the last video, we're going to spend a little bit of time here at our main base and village, cleaning up and improving, and then we're going to tunnel over to that second village which we found at the end of the last episode, and snoop around there a little bit and see what we can do. Alright, so first things first. I was going back and editing the previous video. I noticed I've got a house in my village here that I did not realize was there, so I decided to go check that out. And I see I've got a villager who's a little bit lost, but we'll just leave him be for right now. So I was hoping to get up to this house and find a loot chest. Unfortunately, that's not the case. There's a bed here and nothing else. Right next to the house, though, is a full farm plot with, looks like wheat and carrots in it. And a little bit up above, there's actually a fenced-in area, which I probably would have used for my cows from the last episode had I known it's here. I'll go ahead and get the tree cleared out of here and save it for a future project. Maybe this will be a pig or sheep or chicken farm. You'll probably notice in the last episode I got a pretty good supply of sugarcane to start out with, so I think it's a good time to build a sugarcane farm now that I've got cows to be able to get leather. So I've got this little body of water here. I'm just going to build out a whole row of dirt and then plant it in with sugarcane and come back and harvest from time to time. Nothing fancy, but this will do just fine for now. And speaking of my cows, I decided to get them out of their underground lair and move them next to one of these houses that's here. So I'm going to have to clear out a little bit of land. Going to put in a small fenced-in area. With a gate, of course. I'll get them out of their hole in the ground and put them in their new home. And with my cow pen established and my sugarcane growing, I'm going to need a spot for some wheat farming. One thing you may notice about my particular building style is I really enjoy the way the game generates a lot of the structures, especially in a village. So anytime I put a farm plot down or any of the buildings inside of a village, I try to follow the same building style and proportions. So I've got my farm plot built, and once I've got the soil filled in, I will use my buckets of water to get the middle row hydrated. And then all that's left to do is till and plant. And one last thing to do in the village here, I decided I'm going to build one lectern since I've got a little bit of paper and leather for books and for bookcases for a lectern. So I will build one and I'm going to place it in this house here, kind of off on the edge of the village. Right now we're crafting ourselves a diamond pickaxe because we're going to tunnel to that second village which we found at the end of the last episode. I think I've got a pretty good spot picked out here. We're going to build a little bit of a border for kind of a nice entrance. And then I'm going to tunnel in 3 by 3. Once we're in a little ways, we will head straight south and tunnel down to Y12. Once we're close on the other end, we will tunnel back up and then come out on the surface, hopefully right at the village. We did find a few caverns along the way. Luckily, there was no hostile mobs inside of them, but just filled in along the floor and kept moving along our way. Unfortunately, there was nothing really noteworthy on the dig at Y12 to get to the second village. Didn't find any diamonds or anything else really. And I kind of miscalculated. I thought we would come out just at the village. We ended up coming out beyond it and then having to double back. When we arrived, it was late night, just turning to morning, and the skeleton, which I thought was going to die from the sunlight, ended up killing me. When I returned the following night, he killed me again. Next agenda was I wanted to pillar up and look around a little bit at this second village. I was pretty well convinced that there'd be at least one or two more houses somewhere just out of plain view. I thought maybe they'd be up in these sky structures, but that was not the case. It's literally just these two houses and this one structure, so... One really cool thing I did see off in the distance is this looks like a turret almost from something from a Disney castle. I don't know if maybe further down the road I'll have something to try to build here, but I just thought this was a really cool feature of the landscape. Nighttime started to approach, so I pillared myself back down. And while I'm at this village, I was thinking it needs a farm plot, so I'll build one that looks just like the ones that generate with the game. Since my original tunnel dropped me off so much further from the village than I had originally planned, I decided that I needed a little bit of a land bridge and a new tunnel to go from the first base to the second village. So I started to clear out some land and built a crude wooden bridge just for now. And then I will start tunneling back towards my original base. And it should be a very short trip to be able to get back here in the future. And as long as I'm over here, I figured I would clear out a little bit of space here and throw some stone brick down. I'm going to add a smithing table and put the grindstone back down that was already here. And sure enough, I check a few minutes later and I've got a weaponsmith and a toolsmith running around in the village. I went ahead and crafted and put down a compost bin on the farming plot also. So I've got a farmer here with whom I traded. I decided to get rid of 20 of my wheat for 1 emerald. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I am your friendly neighborhood Oops It's Roops. If you enjoyed today's video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you did not enjoy today's video, leave me a comment below and let me know what I can do to improve. Oops It's Roops.